Hi, my name is Braden Winters. I am a student in your class for Successful College Reading, and this is my presentation on what I've learned this semester. So, my purpose for this is to show you everything that I have learned and that it's helped me and my audience. Well, I don't have a physical audience, it's just kind of me in this room, but I guess I could make my audience the next graduating high school class because they could use this. So that's my audience, next graduating class. So I'm going to go off your pie chart. So I'll start with the use section. It says memory, multiple intelligences, active, passive reading, and study skills. So memory, I learned that to retain things, you need to be able to read through it and make sure that you fully understand it, not just read it once and then say, oh, I got it, and then you go to take a test and it's not there. So you need to read through it a few times out loud if you have to. Multiple intelligences. So I did that. I really like outdoors and music. Those are my two. I just love outdoorsy things. I hunt, fish. I'm sure you've got by now that I love my dirt bikes. So yeah, that's those are mine, and I've grown up listening to classical rock, so that, country, all the above. I'll listen to anything as long as there's sound. I'll like it. And then active passive reading. Are you reading it with a purpose, or are you just, reading it just because you have to and you want to get done with it? So you want to be an active reader. You want to be involved with the book. You want to read through it a few times. Like I said, like if you don't understand something, then read back a few times. And then like create the mental picture in your head. Like, do you want to understand it, or you just want to be done with it and then fail a quiz or not know what you're doing with your homework? And study skills. We'll talk about study skills when we get to the after reading part, because the way I explain it, it'll make more sense with the notes. But then pre-reading, so Lexiles, previewing text, and having a purpose. So when you go to read, you want to know what you're reading first. So I'm sure everybody knows the back of the book tells you what it is. Is this what I want to read? Or even the back of a movie back here, we have Super 8. There you go. So you read the back, kind of gives you a little descriptions. And then if that's not what you want, you put it back and you keep going. And then to have a purpose, again, is it just to get a good grade? Is it because you want to read it? Are you going to enjoy it? Are you not going to enjoy it? Are you just going to be bored? You need to have a purpose with what you're reading, or else you aren't going to like what you're doing. So now, after reading, annotating the text, lecture notes, Cornell notes, and test taking. So this is gonna have this is where I'm gonna put my study skills part. So all the note taking when you're reading, if you want to underline things or just make little post-it notes, or even as you taught us, just write down like little key words and then go back after the lecture, after you're done reading or watching something. You turn those into full definitions or full sentences. That way you have something to study for a test or a quiz, or something to use for homework. So you turn those lecture notes into those Cornell notes. Then test taking, if it's open note or closed note, just read through those notes a few times out loud to yourself. Make sure that you can recite them back to yourself without seeing them. And if it's open note, then make sure those notes are clear and that you know what you're reading when you're reading out your notes. I always struggled with that because I hate taking notes and I have a good memory, but it's okay. It's okay. This class has taught me well. And then we go to during a reading. So topic, main idea, supporting details, patterns of organization, vocabulary, and critical thinking. So the topic, main idea, and supporting details, those are gonna be like, so when you read something, you have like the first sentence, it's usually showing you the topic. And then you have the main idea. You read through a little bit so you kind of know, okay, so they're talking about this because they have all these different supporting details. That's just what we'll call them because that's how you figure it out. Because you see your topic, you're like, oh, okay, well, what about this topic? You read the supporting details, oh, boom, that's it right there. That's their main idea. I said soccer, it gives you good exercise. It teaches you leadership skills, and it makes your life more enjoyable. So it's talking about soccer and the good benefits. That's my great essay right there. You have all up here. Patterns of organization and vocabulary. So that was like the word attack. You had, so you had the word attack, and then you had the other one where so you had the word attack. That's where you kind of break down the word, and you see like what the prefixes are, and then you see like what the main word is. Like, oh, so this means this means this. Okay, boom. So that's just breaking down words. And then there's another one where you see the word, you kind of create, well, this is what I'd do. I'd create a mental picture of the word. I'd look up the definition. I'd try and use it in a sentence or say it in the sentence and be like, oh, so if it's used this way, then it means this. And then critical thinking, just what are you, like, what's the point of these strategies? Are you doing it just because you want to do a paper, or do you actually want to know like what this word means? So that's my little video. Thank you for giving me a good semester. Be safe, be healthy, and have a good next semester.